Hi everyone, my name is Kiana and I'm in my fourth year of arts and science. Today I'm going to be talking to you about meal prepping. What is meal prep? Very simply, it's the planning and processing of meals. This is often when meals are cooked ahead of time in really big batches and portioned out into containers for easy reheating and eating. Why should you meal prep? So as an athlete, I wanted to share this with you guys because it's something that has helped me so much in my few years at the University of Guelph, and I really think it can help a lot of athletes. So I'm going to outline a few reasons why I think it can be beneficial. First, it's budget friendly. Meal prepping is way more cost effective than eating out. As you can see on the left-hand side, I actually took my bank statements from my groceries for about 5 different weeks and I averaged them out and it comes to about $50. And I buy quite a lot of food. Now, this isn't everything. Sometimes I have more groceries and sometimes I have less if I need to get big staples, but this is a good average for where I'm at. Now, let's compare that to someone that eats out just a few times a week. I actually took these menu prices from the websites of these restaurants, and you can see that going out for coffee with your friend, grabbing lunch with a friend, maybe a delivery fee because you're at home, and let's say a typical Friday night dinner where you might grab a drink and tip at the restaurant can equate to about $60 for only 3 meals, whereas I'm spending $50 for the entire week. So you can see that it's really a great way to help you save money if you're on a student budget. Next, a time saver. People always say to me, Kiana, I don't understand how you have so much time to meal prep. And I say to them, I don't understand how you have time not to meal prep. For me, I do my meal preps on Sundays, which takes me about 3 hours, and that's pretty significant. However, throughout the rest of the week, I'm pretty much just reheating food and making snacks. Compared to someone who might cook every single day, that means you have to do the dishes every single day, you might have to buy different ingredients, and you can easily spend 75 minutes a day cooking, which can equate to over double what I typically spend. Number 3, meal prep can help you make good food choices. I don't know about you, but as an athlete, I am hungry. And especially when I get home from practice, I'm going to eat what I can get the fastest. And that's where meal prep helps me make choices that are going to fuel my performance and help me recover properly. As you can see here, I've made things like a sheet pan pizza, and I've had things like pierogies, which were frozen and I just bought them. But then I added in my own vegetables, other proteins, and I made some of my own meals, like a tofu stir fry. So my top tips for meal prep. 1, make what you like to make. You don't have to be a professional cook to meal prep, and you don't need to follow a recipe, or you can. People always say to me, oh, I couldn't eat the same thing every single day. And that's fair. But if you make something that you like to cook and like to eat, like I do, I don't have a problem eating it for multiple days in a row. And to be honest, if I didn't, I would probably just end up making a boring old sandwich every single day. Number 2, buy ingredients to use across multiple dishes. As you can see in this picture, I had kale and broccoli that I bought on sale. And what I did is I used the stems of both of them to shred them up and put them in a salad. The kale, I used some of it in the salad, froze the rest of it for smoothies. And then the broccoli, I steamed it up and added it to a stir fry. Third, if your plans change, it's okay. Freeze the food. That's what's great about meal prep. They're already in containers. You can just throw it in the freezer and reheat at a later date. That way you don't have to stress if your plans change. And let's say you want to go out for dinner. That's totally fine. That way you can minimize your wasting of food and have a meal ready to go when you're in a time crunch later. A couple personal examples. As you can see on the left-hand side, I had some overnight oatmeals for breakfast. I had kind of a Southwestern inspired salad with beans and chicken and sweet potato. And then I also reused that sweet potato in my dinner, which was a slow cooker stew with lentils, tofu, beans, and tons of spices. On the right-hand side, I roasted a whole pumpkin and I made some curry with it. And then I also made pumpkin and banana muffins. I had a Greek style couscous salad with spinach and veggies, reuse some of that spinach in an egg frittata, and then have some trail mix and other snacks ready to go. So When it comes to resources, I've outlined a couple of my favorite meal prep accounts, but I just want to say that any nutrition advice you should get should always come from a professional, and you can access nutritional support from the University of Guelph. However, don't be afraid to try things out on your own, experiment with meal prep, and have fun with it because it should be super fun and it should be able to help you as an athlete, saving money, saving time, and fueling your performance. Thank you.